on your side. This is News 12, first at 4.
First at 4, when vaccines started rolling out, supply was the big question. There just weren't enough doses for all the people wanting to get the shot. Now there's enough supply. Anyone 16 and older in the 2-state can sign up, but demand is slowing down. Brady Trapnell's live in the studio explaining why vaccine hesitancy could be a political matter. Brady?
Yeah, Zaina, we were out at the Richmond County Health Department vaccination site earlier today. Here's some video from that, and at times, lines were busy, but nothing like we saw even a month ago. DPH says it's something they're seeing across the state, and it's becoming a concern. Our local DPH site is actually seeing many appointments go unfilled. They started noticing the drop over the past several weeks. So why is that? Health officials think it could be that people are just less enthusiastic or there are barriers to sign up. But Governor Kemp has said even publicly he thinks it could be political. A poll by the Associated Press found 36% of Republicans said they would probably or definitely not get vaccinated, compared to 12% of Democrats. The state of Georgia is still near the bottom for state vaccination rates, and local DPH director Dr. Stephen Goggins says there's work to do.
As we're able to get other places vaccine, part of what I think we're seeing is that people are able to take advantage of opportunities to get vaccinated, say at local pharmacies, or it's going to take a little bit more in terms of outreach. You try to educate those folks. You try to make them aware of how to go through the process.
But how do you convince people who have already made up their mind? That's the big question and the big task. We'll take a look at the outreach efforts by our local hospitals on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Thanks for that update, Brady. If you've gotten both of your Pfizer doses, heads up, you'll probably need another one next year. Today, the CEO of Pfizer says people will likely need a booster dose of their vaccine within a year of getting fully vaccinated. He also says we might need to get vaccinated every year. It's all part of limiting the pool of people susceptible to the virus. Some opportunities for you to get vaccinated. Optum Medical Center in Screven is hosting a drive-through Moderna clinic next Saturday, the 24th, from 9 to 1 o'clock. It's all free, and it's for first or second doses. You can request an appointment by calling the number on your screen. And next Tuesday, University Hospital is hosting a clinic at Tabernacle Baptist Church Family Life Center. You do need to make an appointment there. You can find out how by visiting our website, wrdw.com. Well, we've been hearing concerns about rare blood clots in the brain and the COVID vaccine. Now, new research from Oxford University finds the risk is 8 to 10 times higher after getting COVID than from the vaccines. The study looked at 500,000 COVID-19 patients and found those clots appeared at a rate of 39 in a million people after infection. Those numbers were 4 in a million with the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines and 5 in a million with the AstraZeneca vaccine.
So actually more than the Johnson & Johnson, but dramatically lower than if you had the virus. It's an important observation, and I think it's going to change now because we're going to be able to prevent these and treat these early as we develop strategies.
Researchers say this new research highlights the benefits of vaccination still outweigh the risk of COVID. We're going to have more news ahead, but we're going to get a check of the weather with First Alert meteorologist Anthony Carpino. And Anthony, I mean, the weather has been really nice. It is pretty humid out there, so you know it's like that allergy season is just kicking in, I'm sure.
That pollen out there, Zaina, has been a lot. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but my deck has been absolutely green. Same thing with the car. Today we did see some cooler temperatures, though, about 10 degrees cooler as of right now overlooking the past 24 hours, where yesterday afternoon we were talking about temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. In fact, we did hit 90 yesterday, but with all those clouds today, we were just a little bit cooler. Here's a live look outside in Grovetown at I-20, where our temperature is currently sitting at about 77 degrees. Still hanging on to a little bit of a wind coming out of the west at about 13 miles per hour, so it has been a breezier afternoon and still breezy across much of the CS area, but fortunately that will be decreasing as we continue on through this evening. Our high temperatures from today into the upper 70s, so definitely a little bit cooler thanks to that cold front than where we were yesterday. Current temperatures around the region right now: 73 in Evans, 75 in Aiken, and about 77 as you're heading out the door in Augusta, as well as in Barnwell. And as we continue on through the next couple of hours, we will notice those temperatures decreasing down into the lower 70s as we get closer to 7, 8 o'clock. and then eventually into the lower 50s as we go through early tomorrow morning. Could see a little bit cooler conditions here in Augusta, especially at Bushfield. Right around 48 degrees is to be expected, but as we go through the day tomorrow, we will notice those temperatures bumping back up into the 70s. So if you're going outside, maybe out to the canal trail doing some kayaking, we'll see partly cloudy conditions, but those temperatures jumping back into the mid-70s. Zena?
Thanks for that, Anthony. The murder trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin won't wrap up until Monday morning. That's when attorneys are set to deliver their closing arguments. Today, Chauvin invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, deciding he wouldn't testify in his own defense. The prosecution recalled a medical expert who said the maximum amount of carbon monoxide in George Floyd's body was 2%, which goes against a defense witness's theory that exhaust from the squad car next to Floyd led to possible carbon monoxide poisoning. The judge advised jurors as they prepare to deliberate.
If I were you, I would plan for long and hope for short. Basically, it's up to the jury how long you deliberate.
Chauvin is facing charges of second and third degree murder as well as another second degree manslaughter charge. Atlanta police officers paying tribute to Capitol Police Officer Billy Evans. Evans was killed in a car ramming attack at the Capitol earlier this month. His casket passed through the Atlanta airport yesterday. In a Facebook post, the police department says, "Keeping the family of Officer Evans in our thoughts and prayers. May he rest in eternal peace." Evans is remembered with a funeral service today in Massachusetts. Atlanta organizers believe the rain may have discouraged many people from coming out, but they still had at least 100 demonstrators rallying in solidarity with protesters in Minnesota. They're fighting what they describe as police terror against black people. The group gathered last night holding signs that read, "Stop the war on black people," and chanting calls for social justice, demanding change in policing. Protesters say they're tired of excuses.
Every single time a cop kills somebody, armed, unarmed, whatever the scenario, that's the first thing that they resort to. And we're not going to stand for it anymore. We're demanding justice. We're demanding accountability.
Organizers say they may be planning more protests in the coming days. The former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer charged in the shooting death of a 20-year-old man at a traffic stop appeared before a judge for the first time since her arrest. Chris Martinez has the latest from Los Angeles.
Former police officer Kim Potter faced a judge via Zoom today. During a very brief procedural hearing, she was ordered to appear in court on May 17th. She's charged with second-degree manslaughter in the shooting death of Dante Wright, just north of Minneapolis.
There's never going to be justice for us.
Wright's mom says the charges against Potter will never bring her son back.
We're still going to bury our son. We're still never going to be able to see our baby boy that we're never going to have again.
Ben Crump, one of the lawyers for the Wright family, believes police used excessive force.
We have a propensity in America to over-police marginalized minorities, especially black men.
Potter, a 26-year veteran of the force, had been training another officer Sunday when they pulled Wright over for an expired tag. When Wright resisted arrest, police say Potter accidentally drew her gun instead of her taser and shot the 20-year-old. Court records show Wright had an outstanding warrant for having a pistol without a permit and fleeing an officer, but the complaint doesn't specify if Potter was aware of that when attempting to arrest Wright. Potter faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
Happening tonight, Augusta Mayor Hardy Davis is expected to deliver his annual State of the City address. It's virtual this year. If you want to tune in, it starts at 7. We have the link for you to tune in on our website and the WRDW app. Just search State of the City. If you've ever been to Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, you may have noticed these local celebrities. The infamous inhabitants of the town's Goat Island are back at their seasonal home. Check them out. This morning, the goats were loaded into a pontoon boat for a short ride from the Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk to the island, where they're going to spend the next several months there. A number of onlookers came down for a glance at the adorable islanders. The owner of the island completed a newly refurbished shelter for them to use, but pretty cool stuff right there to check out. Look at them. Well, still ahead, a new Veterans Memorial is being dedicated in Washington, D.C. We'll show you a sneak peek of how the U.S. plans to honor World War I veterans.
We are looking dry for your Friday, but more showers are going to be possible as we head into the weekend. That full forecast coming up just after the break.
Cutting-edge research with global impacts, all thanks to one local mother.
What was your first thought when you found out you had COVID?
I was nervous.
The I-Team investigates the impact on vaccinated mothers, too, tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Pretty cool, a lot to see there. Once they finish, that bronze wall will be the largest freestanding bronze relief in the entire Western Hemisphere. Pretty cool. The whole thing is expected to be unveiled on Memorial Day in 2024. Well, to weather again, and Anthony, it's been a pretty hot one, hot and humid, I should say, but a lot of clouds out there today.
Yeah, today, Zana, we did have a little more cloud cover than yesterday. That did keep us a little bit on the cooler side. We also did have a cold front move through. We had a couple isolated showers in some of our southern counties today, but most of us were able to stay nice and dry. We did have a 1-2 cold front move through today, and we're going to stay dry as we go through your Friday with a little bit more cloud cover into the morning. For now, we are scanning nice and dry across the CSRA, but you can see over the last couple of frames that just isolated showers that were through parts of Burke County, those have now fizzled out. And as we continue on through the rest of this evening, we should stay dry, just going to be on the cloudier side. Overlooking Grovetown and I-20 right now, definitely can see those cloudy conditions. Some folks out and about. Our temperatures right around 77 degrees. Still breezy, those winds coming out of the west at about 13 miles per hour. That will also change as we go through this evening, but definitely on the cooler side when we look back over the last 24 hours, where yesterday afternoon we got into the upper 80s and 90 degrees here at in Augusta. Today, definitely a different story with temperatures only into the upper 70s. Winds right now, again, anywhere from about 10 to 15, but that will decrease as we go through this evening to about 5 to 10 miles per hour through tomorrow morning, and through the afternoon is also expected to be less breezy than what we saw today. Our current temperatures around the CSRA into the mid-70s, lower 70s in Evans at about 73, 78 in Gibson and in Edgefield, and about 72 as you're heading out the door in Swainsboro. So as we go through the rest of this evening, we'll notice those temperatures cooling down into the mid-60s by about 10 o'clock, hanging on to those clouds, and we'll see some more clouds as we go through tomorrow afternoon as well. Lows tonight right around 48 degrees here in Augusta, a little bit warmer if you are inside of Bobby Jones. So for tomorrow, again, seeing those clouds to start off, maybe some sunshine for the afternoon. Our temperatures right around 74 degrees, and we're going to notice more clouds working in as we go through Friday evening and through the day on Saturday, with the chance for some isolated showers beginning as we go through Saturday morning and in through the afternoon by about 1:30, seeing the chance for some few isolated showers. Definitely not an all-day rain event for everybody, and those heavier rain totals will be primarily focused in southern portions of the CSRA, and we're drying things back out as we go through the day on Sunday. So here's how much rainfall we can expect as we continue on through Saturday and in through Sunday. Anywhere from about a quarter of an inch across the CSRA, maybe a little bit more in some of our southern counties. Definitely not a washout event for your Saturday. Just keep in mind, though, we do have that chance for some showers, about a 60% chance for Saturday afternoon. Our temperatures right around 68 degrees, getting below average. Then we warm things back up to some seasonal conditions for Sunday afternoon, and over the next couple of days, expecting those temperatures to warm back up to the mid-70s again for Sunday. Partly sunny skies there. Nice and dry for the rest of next week. Those temperatures will continue to warm things up as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday, getting back to the upper 70s, right around 80 degrees. Partly sunny skies expected for Wednesday. More sunshine on Thursday. Zana?
Sunny skies is always a good thing. Well, funeral preparations for the late Prince Philip are underway in the UK right now. There was a rehearsal for the military send-off for this weekend's funeral. The royal family shared a never-before-seen photo of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth with their great-grandchildren. Despite his royal status, Prince Philip was known as Grandpa by Princes William and Harry. The family is remembering him as a family-oriented person.
He was somebody who, incredibly pressed for time as he was all the time, nonetheless made sure that his grandchildren understood the traditions as well as the ups and downs of monarchy.
Philip was the one to convince William and Harry to walk behind their mother's casket during her funeral all those years ago. Now they will have the chance to walk with their grandfather's casket during the funeral happening on Saturday. Coming up, a woman gets an unexpected guest at her house, and they don't seem too interested in leaving either. We're going to show you and explain after the break.
Hello, stop. This is home.
You know all those computer cables underneath your desk? Well, guess what? We've got more spring cleaning tips for your workspace today. Jamie Tucker has some gadgets to help you tidy up the side of the desk you might not think about as much. Check.
If
you're like me, you would love to get some stuff organized. If you're talking about spring cleaning, one great place to start is with all these wires under your desk. It's hard to control because we have so many things connected to our computers these days. So I've turned it off. I'm going to unplug everything on my computer, unplug it all, and then put it back together. First, I went shopping. A power strip with enough plugs for all the gadgets, some Gorilla brand duct tape, and a wire basket. Online, I picked up a pack of cable organizers. Kind of excited to see how this works. This is called the Sleek Socket. It's an outlet cover that has its own power strip. I'll use it to plug in the new power strip. It cleans up this area nicely. The cable management clips will stick underneath the desk to keep wires out of sight. And into the basket, I place the power strip, so everything that needs a plug stays hidden. I'll attach the basket to the underside of the desk. And since so many of the gadgets need to be plugged into the computer's USB ports, I picked up this USB hub. Plug it into the computer, and then the gadgets plug into the hub. This keeps cables to a minimum. Another way to limit the number of wires under the desk is to use a wireless keyboard and mouse and a wireless chargers like this one. When it's all done, the back of the computer desk turned from this to this. I spent less than $50, and most of that was in the power strip. You probably already have one of those. It did take several hours to get this done, but if the mess behind your desk causes you anxiety, it is worth the time, the effort, and the money. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Hey, well, you heard it there from Jamie. He said it's worth the time, the money, and the effort. So, Jamie, how about you come to my workplace and do exactly that for me? Because I don't know if I have the time to do it, but hey, it does look organized because I do have a mess under my desk. Well, check this out. A baby alligator managed to find its way into a woman's kitchen down in Florida. Her and her neighbor teamed up to try and get the little guy out of the house, and you can see the women. They're trying to get the gator through the door. They're armed with the Swiffer. They managed to guide the gator in the direction of the backyard, and eventually the little guy saw himself out on its own, but of course with the help of the Swiffer. So good.
Gotta have that Swiffer. I don't know what you do if you don't have a Swiffer in the house. Gotta have it so we can get the little alligator out, but
you know what? They are brave for that. I mean, the little gator looks cute, but he's still a little feisty. I don't know if I want to do it myself, but hey,
yeah, no snakes, no gators for me, but I will always make sure that I have my Swiffer not too far away, because that apparently comes in pretty handy there. All right, well, as we go through this evening, we're going to notice those temperatures falling into the low 70s. If you got any grilling plans tonight, going to be cloudy, but a great night to be outdoors. One more look at that forecast coming up.
Follow News 1226 on Twitter to keep informed with the latest happening near you.
Going on this Saturday. Saturday from 9 to 1 is going to be the Evans Market. That's going on at the plaza at Evans Town Center. There'll be local produce, artisans, as well as a small business there. So make sure to go check that out. There's also going to be yoga as well as live music. You might want to bring that rain jacket or the umbrella. We do have the chance for some showers as we go through the day on Saturday, so just be mindful of that. For now, we're nice and dry, but cloudy out there as we look at I-20 in Grovetown. Seeing some folks out and about. Our temperatures still in the mid-70s, and we are going to be noticing those winds, which have been breezy this afternoon between about 10 to 15, eventually calm down to about 5 to 10 as we go through the overnight and in through tomorrow morning. So those temperatures through this evening are going to be cooling to about 66 degrees by about 10 o'clock, with lows tonight right around 48 degrees at Bush Field, maybe a couple degrees warmer if you are inside of Bobby Jones, sticking to the lower 50s there. And for tomorrow afternoon, back to the clouds, maybe some sunshine for the afternoon. Temperatures not as warm as today, on that cooling trend, right around 74 degrees by about 4 o'clock. And as we continue on through the next couple of days, we're going to be watching the chance for some showers by Saturday. The overall rainfall doesn't look to add up to much, maybe under about a quarter an inch across the CSRA. Those temperatures cooling below average on Saturday afternoon, right around 68 degrees. Then we'll notice those temperatures right around 76 to 77 for Sunday and Monday, looking mostly dry for next week, with those temperatures sticking to the upper 70s and low 80s.
We'll be back after a quick break. Stick with us.